They began experimenting with Emeka's fantasy. At first, it felt strange to Chinwe, but she convinced herself that it was part of being a good wife. She told herself that marriage was about compromise, and if this was what Emeka wanted, then she would go along with it. But as months passed, Chinwe's discomfort grew. Their physical relationship, once filled with love and tenderness, had now become something she barely recognized. Emeka seemed more interested in fulfilling his fantasies than in their emotional connection. Chinwe tried to talk to him about it, but he always brushed her off, telling her they were just spicing things up in the bedroom. On top of that, there was the issue of starting up a family. Chinwe had always dreamed of having children, but after 2 years of marriage, she still hadn't fallen pregnant. Her mother-in-law, who had been so proud of their marriage, began to ask uncomfortable questions. Chinwe, why haven't you given us grandchildren yet? What's going on? Chinwe smiled weakly and promised they were trying, but inside, the pressure was mounting. She wanted children desperately, but their bedroom activities had made it impossible for her to conceive. She brought it up with Emeka several times, asking him if they could try the traditional way so that she could get pregnant. But he always made excuses, promising that they would do so soon. As time went on, Emeka's physical attention towards Chinwe dwindled. He stopped initiating any intimacy with her at all, and when she asked him what was wrong, he claimed to be focusing on his spiritual duties, fasting, praying, and spending long hours at church. Sometimes he don't even come home at night, saying he was in prayer vigils. Chinwe's suspicions began to grow. She knew something was wrong, but she couldn't figure out what it was. One night, after Emeka had once again left for church, Chinwe sat alone in her bedroom, her thoughts racing. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was being hidden from her. Was Emeka seeing someone else? She thought. Determined to find out the truth, Chinwe waited for the perfect opportunity. One evening, Emeka came home late and fell asleep while still holding his phone after a long chat. This was her chance. With trembling hands, she gently took the phone from his chest and unlocked it. What she discovered on the phone shocked her to the core. She thought back to the countless nights Emeka had spent at the church, claiming to be praying and fasting. All those times he had dismissed her concerns, telling her to be patient, promised that things would change. It had all been a lie. Emeka, she said, her voice firm but trembling. We need to talk now. He looked at her, sensing the seriousness in her tone. What is it, Chinwe? You've been distant lately. Is everything okay? Chinwe took a deep breath, her heart racing. Everything is not okay, Emeka. I know about you and the other pastors. I saw your messages, she said, her voice cracking with the weight of her emotions. I know you've been having affairs with men. With men, Emeka, digging your shit into their holes. With pastors from the church. Emeka stood there, speechless, his mouth opening and closing as he struggled to find words. He did not expect this. Not from Chinwe. Not tonight. How long, Emeka? Chinwe demanded, tears streaming down her face. How long? How long have you been lying to me? Why don't you just tell me the truth from the onset? Why don't you just tell me the truth? Emeka finally sank into the chair, burying his face in his hands. Chinwe, I never meant for you to find out like this. Chinwe felt a wave of anger rise within her. How could you do this to me? You believing a lie and you dragged me into this? I left everything. I gave up on myself. I left everything behind for you for this marriage. I gave up my friends, my life, and this is what I get. Emeka, this is what I get. I don't know how to tell you. I don't know how to tell you. I've been struggling with this, Emeka mumbled. I thought I could change. I thought that maybe if I focus on God, I would be different. Different. A voice filled with disbelief. You've been deceiving me this whole time. You've been living a double life. And now I'm supposed to believe you. You don't know how to tell me, Emeka. You, Emeka, don't know how to. Emeka looked up at her, his eyes filled with guilt and shame. I'm sorry, Chinwe. I didn't mean to hurt you, but you did. Chinwe whispered, her voice broken. You did, Emeka, and now I don't know what to do. For the first time in her life, Chinwe felt lost. I can't live like this anymore, Emeka. I won't live this life with you. This is not the life I envisioned for myself, she said, her voice cold. I'm going to expose everything. The church deserves to know the truth about who you truly are. You and the rest of the pastors. Your claim every time you claim to be at the church praying and fasting. Meanwhile, you are there doing another thing. Emeka's eyes widened in fear. No, Chinwe, please don't. You don't know. No, don't, please, Chinwe. Do you want to ruin my reputation? Do you know what people will say? What your family will say? Chinwe, please, please, don't, please. He stood up, reaching out for her, but she stepped back. Her anger. Don't touch me, she snapped. You've lied to me, deceived me, and dragged me into this mess. I won't be silent. Chinwe turned to leave the room, her mind racing with thoughts of how she would bring everything to light. Their affairs, the betrayer. But before she could take another step, Emeka spoke in a low, dangerous tone. Chinwe, wait. She paused, glancing back at him. His expression has changed, no longer filled with guilt and remorse, but something darker. I don't want this to come to this. I don't want all these things. I never wish all these things would come to light like this, Emeka said, his voice steady. But if you expose me, you won't walk away untouched, Chinwe. Chinwe frowned, her confusion growing. What are you talking about? Without another word, Emeka reached out into a drawer and pulled out a small envelope. He handed it to her, his face hard, eyes locked on hers. Chinwe took it, her hand shaking as she opened the envelope to find a USB drive. Play it, Emeka said, his voice barely above a whisper. Chinwe heart pounded as she plugged the USB into her laptop. Her fingers trembled as she pressed play. What she saw on the screen made her blood run cold. It was a video, a recording of her from years ago indulging in her past life. The scenes were explicit, showing her with the young women she used to seek out, and with her three friends, Ada, Ifunanya, and Kamsi. The tape revealed everything. Her breath caught in her throat as she realized what this meant. He knew about my past all along. I got that from your friend, Emeka said quietly, watching her reaction. They were more than willing to give it to me. thinking I wouldn't use it. But now, Chinwe, I have no choice. Tears strung down Chinwe's eyes. You kept this? Chinwe asked. Emeka nodded, his expression unreadable. I have known this for a while, but I don't want to use it against you because I loved you, Chinwe. I wanted to make our marriage work, even with your past, but you are going to destroy me. And now I have no other option than to protect myself. If you expose me, I will release this sex tape. The whole world will know about your former life, your parents, your colleagues, everyone. Chinwe stood there, frozen in place as the reality of the situation sank in. She had no way out. If she exposed Emeka, her own shameful past will be revealed. She had worked so hard to leave that life behind, to reinvent herself, but now it all seemed to be crashing down around her. Her voice cracked as she spoke out. How could you do this to me? I'm only doing what I have to, Emeka said, his tone softer now, though still firm. I don't want to hurt you, Chinwe, but I can't let you ruin me either. Let's end this quietly. You leave this marriage and I won't release the tape. No one will have to know. Or you stay in this marriage and endure. You have only these two options. Chinwe's mind shone as she stared at the man she had once loved. She thought she had power over him with the threat of exposing his secret. But now she realized they were both trapped. They both held a weapon that could destroy each other. Neither of them could emerge untouched. With tears streaming down her face, she nodded slowly. I will leave. Emeka sighed in relief, his shoulders sagging. That's what I ask. Live quietly and I will keep your secret. We will both walk away from this with our lives intact, or you stay and keep your mouth shut. Chinwe wiped her tears, gathering the little strength he had left. The marriage was over. The life she had tried so hard to build was gone, and now all she could do was to walk away. That night, she packed her bags in silence. Emeka didn't try to stop her as she left the house. She took one last look at the man that had once been her world, knowing that the love they had once shared was long dead. With her heart heavy and her future uncertain, Chinwe walked away, carrying the burden of her shattered past and the painful knowledge that she could never truly escape. Chinwe was the pride of her family, a young woman with brains, beauty, and a bright future ahead of her. After graduating from school, she quickly secured a high-paying job at a top company in the city. Her parents boasted about her success to anyone who cared to listen. But there was something they constantly nagged her about: marriage. Chinwe, you are not getting any younger, her mother would say each time she visited. When are you going to settle down and give us grandchildren? Chinwe would smile politely, brushing off the question. It wasn't that she don't want to make her parents happy. She simply couldn't. She wasn't attracted to men. Despite how often they tried, how often they flirted and showered her with compliments and gifts, Chinwe felt nothing. Men flocked around her anywhere she went, at work, at church, even in the store, but she never gave them any attention. Chinwe couldn't deny who she was. She found herself drawn to women, especially those who were young, fresh, and full of life. The innocence in their eyes and their youthful energy make her heart race with passion. She loved women aged 16 and above. And though she felt guilty for her desires, she couldn't help the attraction, at least not in her mind. She just wanted to connect with someone who would make her feel alive. Chinwe often sought out these young women, befriending them, making them feel special, buying them gifts and all luxury things. She would take them out for lunch, buy them gifts, and slowly she would cross their boundaries. She always know how to manipulate situation so that it doesn't seem like anything was wrong. Our best and closest friends, Ada, Ifunanya, and Kamsi, shared the same lifestyle with her. The four of them often meet at Ada's apartment where they will talk, laugh, and plan their next moves. Together, they formed a cycle of trust, each woman careful enough not to reveal their secrets to the outside world. They were all into women and they enjoyed the thrill of seeking out young girls to bring into their group. For Chinwe, it was a double life. By day, she was the perfect daughter, the model employee, and the well behaved church goer. But by the night, she lived a secret life of forbidden desires. One Sunday morning, after attending a church service with her parents, Chinwe was about to leave when a man approached her. He was tall, dark, with smooth skin and a kind smile that immediately put her at ease. His name was Emeka, one of the younger pastors in the church. Chinwe writes, he said, his voice gentle but firm, I have seen you around. I don't usually do this, but I wanted to introduce myself. Chinwe smiled politely, trying not to feel awkward. Yes, I am Chinwe. Nice to meet you. Emeka nodded, holding her gaze for a moment longer than necessary. There was something calming about him, something that made Chinwe feel comfortable, even though she was used to keeping her guard up around men. Over the next few weeks, Emeka continued to seek her out after church, inviting her to coffee or lunch. Chinwe wasn't used to the attention from men, but something about Emeka was different. He didn't pressure her. He didn't try to flirt with her in a way that most men do. Instead, he was kind, patient, and genuinely interested in getting to know her. Before long, Chinwe started looking forward to their conversations. She found herself thinking about him more and more. She couldn't understand it. How could she be falling for a man when all her life she had only been attracted to women? Every time they spoke, she felt a sense of warmth and ease that she hadn't felt before. The butterflies in her tummy, the way her heart raced when he smiled at her, it all made her question everything she thought she knew about herself. After a few months, Emeka asked her out officially. Chinwe, I've been thinking about you a lot. I know this may sound sudden, but I want us to be dating. I want to see where things will go. Chinwe was speechless. She had been avoiding relationships with men all her life, but something about Emeka was different. I don't know what to say, she stammered. Emeka smiled softly, wishing out to hold her hands. It's okay, take your time. I just want you to know how I feel. After much thought, Chinwe decided to give it a chance. She told herself it wouldn't hurt to try. And deep down, she was curious to see where this new path might lead. They started dating, and to Chinwe's surprise, she found herself falling deeply in love with Emeka. He treated her with so much care and respect, something she haven't experienced before. Slowly, her heart opened up to him, and the walls she has built over the years began to crumble. A year later, Emeka proposed, and Chinwe, caught up in the whirlwind of emotions, said yes. Her parents were overjoyed. Finally, their daughter was getting married, and to a pastor. They couldn't be even more prouder. But as Chinwe prepared for the wedding, she knew she had to make a difficult decision. She couldn't continue living the double life she had lived for so long. Her secret attraction to women, her lifestyle with her friends, all had to end if she was going to marry Emeka and build a future with him. She needed to cut ties with her past and friends. One by one, she distanced herself from her friends, Kamsi, Ifunanya, and Ada. She stopped answering their calls and blocked their numbers. It was painful, but she knew it was necessary. Her marriage had to come first, and she was determined to make it work. For the first year, Chinwe and Emeka marriage was blissful. They were deeply in love, and everything seemed perfect. Then one evening, Emeka came home with a request that made Chinwe heart brace with unease. "Chinwe, my lady," he said gently, "there is something I want us to try in the bedroom. I've been thinking about it for a while. It's just for us to use it to spice up our marriage." Chinwe frowned slightly. "What is it, my love?" she asked, unsure of what he had meant. "I want us to explore a new fantasy," he continued, his tone serious. "I have been thinking about trying something different in the bedroom, something just to spice up our bedroom activities. I would like to have it from behind, from your anus," he said. Chinwe was taken aback. She had never imagined Emeka, a pastor, would ask for something like that. Her mind flashed back to her old life, and for a moment, the memories made her uncomfortable. But she loved Emeka deeply and wanted to please him. So, despite her reservations, she agreed. And that was how they started having anal sex, which made them not able to bear children because they were not having sex in the traditional and normal way. My wonderful subscribers, my returning subscribers, my new subscribers, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome once again to this channel. I want you to do me a favor. What are the moral lessons you've learned from this story? I would like to hear your thoughts on this story. Please pen them down at the comment section. Thank you and God bless you. See you when I upload next. Bye.